Are you still confused as to what exactly the doctrine of colorable legislation is about? If yes, then this video is for you. Let me tell you that the doctrine of colorable legislation is one of the prominent doctrines which we study in the Indian Constitution. What this doctrine is about? This doctrine says that if there is something which you cannot do directly, then you cannot do that thing indirectly as well. Why this doctrine came into existence? This doctrine particularly aims at the legislatures, because the legislatures have been given the power to make the laws, but there has to be someone who can keep a watch that what kind of laws they are making. Example, when you see the 7th schedule, you will find that there are three different lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. In the union list, there are certain subject matters on which the central government can make laws, right? Now assume that the central government is planning to come up with a certain law which they are not empowered to make, which they are not allowed to make, and they are making that particular law by tricking the constitution. They are making that particular law by tricking the courts. They are making that law by making us to believe that yes, they are empowered to make, but they are not actually empowered to make. Example, when you see Bihar land revenue case 1952, in that case what had happened, that the Bihar government announced that we will acquire all the lands of the zamindars. When the question came about compensation, then they said that we will give compensation to the zamindars based on the principles which we will develop, and those principles were never meant to exist. Actually, in reality, they were not meant to exist. Those principles were just a trick to make those zamindars believe that yes, you give your land, we'll give you compensation. But their main intention was that we are never going to give compensation to any zamindars. Rather, we are just here to acquire all the lands. That's when Supreme Court got this hint of this particular case, and they came up with the conclusion that yes, here in this particular case, the Bihar government is using those principles as a trick. They are not empowered to acquire land without giving compensation to the zamindars. This is where this doctrine came into place. If you are able to understand what this doctrine is about, if you are able to relate to me, then please stay with me and like my channel, share my channel, and please showing a lot of love towards my channel. Thank you.